Hey, what's up, everybody? Long time no see. Been wanting to get a video on here for a while, but been having some issues with this cheap phone being full. Um, got this other project I've been working on. David, man, when I heard your story the other day about you wrecking, I hope you're all right, man. Shit happens fast, dude. Um, so I was up at the store the other day on this pedal bike. I was just pedaling this thing. I got this as a frame and have just been messing with it, put it together, and just working on it here and there in my spare time. So I rode it up to the store the other night, and I was on my way back. I noticed this guy on his bike. He had some really fluorescent green rims, and it was just noticeable. He went down the same road I was about to go down, and so I'm headed home, and he's going real slow. Just kind of barely pedaling and just going real slow. He's in the middle of the road. They're doing some construction right there, so there's barricades just off to the center on the left-hand side. If you're looking at the road, it's just off to the oncoming traffic is where the barrels are on that lane, just over the line. And he's basically on the line and coming up on these barricades and stuff. And I'm on the left-hand side of the road, and I go to pass him, and I'm on the other side of the barricades. There's a break in the barricades of about, I don't know, 20 feet or so. I'm passing him in that break, and as I'm passing him, he starts coming over on top of me. He looks back like this. He looks back like this, and starts coming over right on top of me. I don't have any brakes on this thing yet, and I'm yelling at him, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" Nothing. He just keeps on coming over. And so in my mind, all I'm thinking is this is about to hurt. And then bam, he hits me. His front tire hit my rear tire. And I felt like I was about to go over, and somehow I didn't. It's like the hand of God, just kind of real quick. But he went down. And man, I stopped. I turned around and went back. And he was on the ground still. And as he's getting up, I get over there, "Bud, you okay?" He goes to getting up, and I see blood dripping. The sun's about down. It's pretty much down. It's kind of, not dark, but it's getting there. And I see blood dripping, and I'm already like, fuck, I already know what's about to happen. And there was a couple people walking right there, and they're asking him, "Are you okay?" I'm asking him, "Are you okay?" He starts asking for a towel so he can have a towel so he can get home. I asked them if they had a towel. They didn't. I could see they didn't, but I asked them because I didn't want to do what I was about to do. And so "Somebody please give me a towel. Somebody please give me a towel." So I took my shirt off and gave it to the man. And I went to go leave. I said, "You're all right? You know who you are and where you're going and everything?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "But let me get your name." I said, "For what?" He goes, "Well, in case I need to talk about it." I said, "Bud, you don't need to talk about nothing." And I got on my bike and I left. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this dude's gonna try to sue me. He just ran fucking into me, and he's gonna try to sue me. And I was telling a guy I work with about it, and I didn't mention anything other than the story. And he said, "I think he did it on purpose." I don't know. So that happened, and something else that happened 3 weeks ago. This was like a few days ago. A few weeks ago, I was gonna post about this, and I didn't. But I've been car shopping. I've been looking for a little car, and I go up to the Publix down here, busy shopping center, downtown street. I go up to the Publix to look at this car, and I lock my bike up on the bike rack at the Publix right in front of the store, in front of the ATM. When I pull in, I'm coming across the front doors. On the left-hand side of the front doors of the store, there's some bikes, a couple normal bikes tied up, I don't see any cameras. And I'm thinking, well, let me go see what the other side looks like. So I go to the other side of the front doors where there's some bike racks. Really expensive e-bike on a tarp. I could tell it was an e-bike, but it was covered up, locked up with an ATM right there. I'm thinking cameras and more expensive shit. I'm good here. I lock it up. And this is a $30, $40 big old thick half-inch kryptonite cable lock. All right. I'm gone looking at the car. I'm in the parking lot for the majority of the time. We got on the road and went up the road, came right back. I was gone for maybe 20 minutes from the time I locked the car or the bike to the time I got back to it. And there's some bushes in front of the store. I'm walking back up to the store after looking at this car. I don't see my bike, and I'm going, man, I don't see my bike. I get around the corner to where that bush is no longer in the way, and my bike was gone. And I'm sitting here going, what in the fuck? My bike is gone. I'm looking around, I don't see anything. I go up to the store and I tell them somebody just stole my bike. I said, can you call the cops? They said, no, we can't call the cops. I'm here in Florida. And he said, no, we can't call the cops, but you can. I said, well, you can pull it up on surveillance. They said, yeah, we'll pull it up on surveillance. So I run back out the store and I'm going to go look around. And I look around real quick. I go back in the store. They tell me that they pulled it up and they see somebody taking it, but they can't let me look. They can't let me see. I'm just, damn this. So I go back outside and I go back outside and I see a security guard. It's a big shopping plaza. There's stores across the street, big, and people everywhere. It's in the middle of the day. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday. People every fucking where. And so when I come out the store that next time, I see there's another shopping center across the street there's a security guard standing there. And I was about to go walk over there and talk to him, but my mind was thinking that's just going to allow more time. I need to look around. So I'm going around, I'm looking around, I don't see anything. I'm like, man, fuck, it's gone. It is gone. Somebody cut the lock and it's gone. And I'm walking back and I see over this little knee wall, about 24, 36 inches, something like that, little knee wall, where that security guard was standing. I see something on the ground and I'm like, no fucking way. I start running over there and I get up on it. Sure enough, it was my bike. And it was laying on its side behind a little knee wall across the street. So I take it back to Publix, and by then I've got my bike back, and they know it wasn't anything about me doing something funny, so they let me come in to see the video. There was 2 guys, and the first one walks up. He's on a cell phone, walks up, stands right there at the ATM, and he's standing there looking at the bike, at this one. All right. And my first build, Phoenix, YD100, standing there looking at it on the phone. And he's nodding his head like this. He's looking at it. He puts his phone away. He's carrying a white shopping bag, plastic shopping bag with a few pairs of bolt cutters in it. You can see the bolt cutters in this bag. And he's holding the bag. When he walks up, I forgot to mention that, he set the bag down right here like this. And he's on the phone looking at it like this. Nods his head a few times, puts the phone away, picks his bag up, walks over there, pulls the bolt cutters out. My lock was like laying on the ground. From now on, I'm gonna position my lock higher on the bike so you really got to stand there like this with bolt cutters to do it. But he got down low. He came in like that, cut it in the lock, comes back, pulls his phone back out, and he's like this. A couple seconds pass by, 30 seconds pass by, and another guy walks up. He walks up, he kicks at the lock. He kicked at the lock. He looked over at the first guy. He shook his head like that, and he walked off. So then the first guy that had pulled the bolt cutters out and cut it, he walks over there, pulls the lock off, gets on it. This is all on surveillance now, right in front of the Publix. Gets on it like this. He goes to get on it, and then instantly gets back off of it, and he's just pushing it. I had the clutch out. It wasn't engaged, so the tire wasn't rolling. It was locked to the motor. And so the tire wouldn't roll. When he threw his leg over it, it wasn't rolling, so he instantly got back off of it, pushed it around the corner. They got surveillance all over this store. So they've got him on surveillance walking the bike out across the front, around the side corner, and to the back corner. At the back corner, it kind of, it's not as populated. There's a side street back there that allows you to get back out to the highway. There's some apartments and stuff. It's easy to disappear. And So he was back there with it. And he set the bike down a few times. At one point in time, the bus pulled up, the city bus pulled up, and they have racks on the front of that bus where you can put a bike. And I literally, like, it looked like he was standing in line at the bus. It looked like he was about to get on the fucking bus, but he didn't. He set the bike down right there and walked off. And he'd be gone for about 30 seconds and then he'd come back. He did that about 5 different times. He'd pick the bike up and roll it about 15 feet, set it down, looking at it, set it down on the ground, laid down on its side, and walk off. And then would come back. And then he finally came back, and you can see him on video walk that thing across the street and go over there. And then it kind of, once he got across the street, you kind of really couldn't tell what was going on, but you could see him walking it across the street. Every single bit of that was on video. And I was so fucking mad. You want to talk about mad? I was mad. Win, lose, or draw, I'm jumping on somebody. I was mad. And first thing I did when I got up on the bike, I was just thinking, man, there's no way. And I get up on it, and it was my bike. And the first thing that I said out loud, I said, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I don't know how I got it back. The way he had put it away behind that knee wall, it looked like he was going to come back for it probably. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't leave it out in the open. But he did lay that thing down on its side, walked away from it several times before he came back. The dumb motherfucker couldn't get it to roll. He didn't know what he was doing. He stole it and it wouldn't roll, and he didn't know what to do. If normally when I park it, I lock the clutch end on the trigger, and normally I forget and I just leave it. If that had been the case, and he'd have rolled that thing off, he'd have rode it off, pedaled it off. But luckily I had that clutch out. The only thing that saved my ass was that clutch was out, and it was locked to the motor, and he didn't know what to do. So, man, I hope you're all right, David. I do, man. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me, bud. I've only been in this for not long at all, a few months now. I got into this. I got my first motor. Y'all were helping me out with it when I first got my first kit and did my first build. Had a bad ignition on it, couldn't keep it running and stuff. Y'all were there for me, and I appreciate it, man. I wanted to throw this out there. Like I said, from now on, I'm locking my lock higher, so when somebody walks up, it's not like, you're gonna pull them bolt cutters up and you're gonna be at the waist at least. I also have a cover, so I use my cover now. Before, I only use my cover every once in a while, but if I lock that thing up, and then I got the other lock, the what you call it, the piece of steel with the, anyways, yeah. So I'm running 2 locks now and a cover, and I'm looking into a tracking device. That's the one thing about this town. There's bikes everywhere. It's Gainesville, Florida, home of the Gators, man. UF. I'm right here, literally a couple blocks from UF campus. And there's shit that rolls everywhere. A lot of electric stuff, but skateboards, scooters, bikes, you name it, they got it. They're rolling down the road on it. But there's a lot of dope heads and a lot of thieves around here too. So I'm having to step my game up, looking up into a bike fob, trackers, things like that. Something cheap that I can afford, but something to where I can go and at least, it's in there, it's over there. At least I've got some way of feeling better about leaving it, man. Because after that, I went 3 or 4 days. I wouldn't let it leave the house. I was driving my truck. All right, guys, I gotta wrap it up. I'm out of space. Anyways, I'm gonna get all this stuff figured out, man. I want to get to where I can actually post, and get better at this. I got some stuff I've been working on too, as far as mechanically. But anyways, good to see you guys. Good to talk to you. Good to hear from you. Ride safe, and God bless. Peace.